Welcome back everyone to my low-level playthrough of Chrono Trigger on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode we got the wallet, we started exploring, doing some fighting, and picking up some of these elemental mails. We're getting the last elemental vest here. In order to get the mails you had to basically go into the past, open the box but not take the contents, go into the future, collect the box there, and then you can go back to the past and collect the box then. So in the past here it'll be a vest. If you open the box, don't get the thing and go into the present and get it, you get a mail. And these elemental mails and vests are going to be really important. Specifically the mail, because it's really good armor. It's the best armor that we got so far. Vests, the healing properties of them will make them good options to use even when we have armor that might be a little bit more powerful defensively. Oh, there we go through here. You might as well grab a free shelter. Not that money is really going to be all that important anymore. But what is important is heading back to the end of time. Because even though we got the epic to get to every single time period, there are some places we can't get to unless you use the portals at the end of time. Specifically, go to your forest to get that one black box. So we're gonna head there real quick, get that box. So yeah, you can always get the epoch at the end of time over there to the right. Let's head back to the Guardian Forest just to get this box. It doesn't have anything really important. I think it's a hit ring, maybe a strength ring. Something we didn't really bother with. Let's see, what is it? Some type of ring. A power ring. Okay, so it just increases your strength. Eventually we're going to get an enemy that we can charm to get free, basically endless supply of power tabs. And at that point, you know, all those accessories that increase power are basically useless. So we're going to head to the Proto-Dome here. And I'm going to show off that part of the factory that I skipped when I initially went through, because there's a bunch of unavoidable encounters and we wanted to keep the levels low. Now that we don't have to worry about experience, we can finally take care of these bugger guys that we've always been creeping past for so long. Still is not strong enough to defeat them with one cyclone. Chrono will be getting a better sword shortly. Robo will be getting a better hand, and Marley will get a better bow, and Luca will get a better gun. But after this we're going to head to Prehistoria. That's going to be mainly doing the grinding for the tech points. We want to get Aelia up to her level 5 technique, which is the charm technique. We want to get that before we get to the next major dungeon, because that there's a lot of enemies there that you get really good equipment from, far better than anything you get in the stores. So definitely want to okay, I did get that item there. Definitely want to have that charm. So I want to have Aelia in my party as much as possible here when I'm doing the grinding. So if you touch on these robots, you get put on this conveyor belt, and you have to go through 3 rooms with encounters you can't run from. They get progressively harder, but it unlocks a new section of the factory, and that's where you would learn the password to get to the power room. But you know, since the password isn't randomized, it's always going to be the same, so that's where we were able to skip this section the first time we went through. We got a few more things just to sell for some money. So you see Alia's glowing there yellow. That means she has the safe helm equipped, and the safe helm gives you that auto protect status. There's going to be helms later on that give you the auto shield, the magic barrier, so you automatically glow green. If you're glowing red, that's the haste status. There'll be helms later on that give you the haste status. Till then, though, the only way to get haste is Marley has a technique haste, which makes her pretty good until you get those haste helms, because then basically Marley's best contribution is being able to haste your characters, and that basically doubles the rate that their bar there, their action bar fills up. So basically, like, makes the character twice as good. But then, like I said, she gets obsoleted by that piece of equipment. So, and she's your white mage, but surprisingly, she doesn't get any single multi-healing techniques. Like Frog gets a heal, Robo gets a heal beam, and Molly gets some multi-healing dual techs. Unless you got that Aura War with Chrono already. She'll get a few more, like I think there's one like a Cure Beam that she does with Robo. A double Cure with Frog. And if you're a white mage, you figured they would give her a heal spell, but nope. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. Even though, like I said, there's some tiers to the characters, like most people agree that Robo is probably the best character. You know, even the characters that are considered the worst, you can still beat the game with them. It's not like there's a massive gap between characters. Like, there's none that are like super useful and ones that are super terrible. Like in some like fighting games. Got these robots here. Just tells us how to use the crane. XA and BB. Those are just the two codes that we need. And they will, there's going to be a crane over to the left that we can use. And that'll remove those red barrels that are blocking the way forward. So these robots surprisingly have small hitboxes. So let's just enter those two codes. And that'll remove these barrels that are in the way. And then we'll be able to get to that door over there. There'll be another a sword there for Chrono, but it's obsolete compared to what we have right now. I mean, it'd be a good sword to have when we first went through this area. But actually there's two of these swords. You get one in the sword, the bolt sword in the sword. You can get another one here. I guess they gave you the option of getting two of them in case you didn't go through the swords being optional. Chrono can get a good weapon. Doke. And now let's go into that room and we'll get that password that we don't need anymore. But I figured might as well show things off here. Nice, +3 speed. Robo will eventually get an item when you do his side quest that will give him +3 speed permanently and +10 magic defense. So that's neat. We triggered the encounter there, but we were able to run out into the next room before it started. Kind of like how we did in before the second Nisbal fight in the Tyranno lair. And speaking of prehistoric times, we'll be heading back to the prehistoric times. Because that's where the strongest enemies are, so obviously they're going to give the most tech points. I'm going to, off-screen, going through the reptile layer, getting all those treasure chests that I missed. Because there was all those different ways you could go. And the reason why I'm just going to do that off-screen is because there's treasure, they're basically just like mid-ethers, mid-tonics, nothing really important. And a lot of it, there's going to be a lot of waiting to get those areas, because you got to wait for the those bug enemies to dig a hole. And they don't always dig the hole where you need them to dig it. And so you just have to leave the room, let them reset. And it takes multiple turns to get through all the different sections. So yeah, it's just a waste of time, but I'm grabbing all the stuff anyway. When I 100% the game, then I'll show off all those ways to go. But like right now this is kind of minimalist right now. So I'm not worried about it. So we're heading back to BC. Prehistoric times. This area right here is a decent place, I guess, to get tech points. We got these runners, which are a little bit tougher. If you have Aelia with the berserker accessory, she can pretty much one-shot these guys, and she goes a little quicker because of the berserker. These guys are a little bit tougher than the white fluffy guys to the south. So that's actually an easier battle. You can go fight those white fluffy guys, get 8 tech points, leave the screen, come back in, they reset. Once we get some better equipment for our characters, these fights will go a little bit quicker as well. The better equipment that we can get is from trading at the trading hut in the village. So yeah, these guys fall a little bit quicker. They have less defense and less hit points. So this is now they don't necessarily give the all the things that you need though. You want to initially fight a variety of enemies, so you can get those petals, fangs, horns, and feathers. Different enemies drop different things. And you trade at the hut 3 of each in different combinations to get different items. You can also heal up if you need to, like you run out of tech points. You can go back to Aelia's hut, and the mat in the front, if you press A on it, it gives you the option to go to sleep. So it's basically like a free inn. Chief's hut. And this is the trading hut right here. So if you give him 3 petals and 3 fangs, you get a dream gun, which gives plus 23 attack to Luca. If you get 3 petals and 3 horns, you get a dream bow, which gives plus 23 attack for Marley. If you give 3 petals and 3 feathers, you get a magma hand, which gives plus 11 attack to Robo. If you give 3 fangs and 3 horns, you get the Aeon blade, which gives plus 15 attack to Chrono. If you give 3 fangs and 3 feathers, you get a ruby vest, which is kind of obsolete, and now we've got the red mail. And 3 horns and 3 feathers will get you the rock helm. So this here is the hunting ground. It's a good place to get a bunch of those items for trading. You just run around, and every so often, like maybe every minute or so, it'll start raining. And right here, a new can appear. A new can appear on the upper level down to the southwest. And then fall over to the left there, a new can appear. He appears randomly in one of those places. We want to fight the new because the new gives 30 tech points. which is really, really good. And also, the first time you defeat the new will give you another accessory, the third eye, which increases your evasion. Also, defeating the new gets 3 of each type of item: the feathers, petals, horns, and fangs. So you just wander around. Finish off these enemies, and this is all I'll be doing. I'll be just farming these enemies for a little bit until I get that better equipment, better weapons for all the characters. The new gun for Luca, the new bow for Marley, the new hand for Robo, and the new blade for Chrono. And then I'll be just fighting enemies around here. You could fight, like I said, back where I mentioned that first screen. Another place that has pretty good tech points, although it's a little bit of walking to do. You can go back to the Dactyl's Nest, but a lot of the random encounters there were gone. But you can fight those rocks, and these rocks there, they give 9 tech points. So I just off screen wait until I got to the new. Here's the new, he's up in the upper left corner here. And he's gonna be like sort of crawling, where he has an attack that takes you down to 1 hit point. Not too problem when he's just one by himself, but in Zeal there's a place where you can fight 6 news at once. And so they'll first start off by attacking you, bring you down to 1 hit point, and then the other attack they do just takes off 1 hit point. Then we got some dual techs there. That bolt fight is going to be very important for the next episode. 3 of every item. And then we got the third eye to increase our evasion. So like I said, now we have a lot to do. I'm going through the reptiles layer to just get all that those treasure chests. I'll be farming a lot of enemies in here to get that new equipment, and I'll basically just be farming until I get almost to Alia's charm spell, because I'm going to be heading back. I'll start the next episode at that optional side dungeon in 600 AD, where there's that sinkhole. There's a lot of fights that, in there. You can run from them, but they have really good tech points, and that'll really help me get the charm spell really easily. So, alright, let's make a save here, and then I'll meet you back in 600 AD at the beginning of the next episode. Thanks for following along. Have a good day. Bye.